Hello again, this is Steve Johnson. Welcome to Mombasa, Kenya. I'm sharing 7 things that everybody needs to know about Jesus and referencing of Peter's sermon to Cornelius in the book of Acts when the gospel first went to the Gentiles. So number 6 is the prophets bear witness of him. And that's really important. How do we know that Jesus is the one? How do we know, as John the Baptist said, are you the one or are we looking for another? And so the importance here is the prophetic witness. All the prophets bear witness. And so Micah said he will be born in Bethlehem, as we know Jesus was. We know in Genesis 28, the nations shall be blessed through Jacob's offspring, and that's Jesus. And we see that through Christ and those who put their trust in him. The nations of the earth have been blessed beyond measure. Hosea says he will end up in Egypt. I think Isaiah 8, he says he will be a stone of stumbling to Israel. We know that happened. Some received him, many refused him. We know in the book of Psalms it's very particular. I think Psalm 22, it speaks about the manner of his death. They pierced my hands and my feet. You know what's so remarkable about that is actually crucifixion had not been invented at that time that was written. It was only invented hundreds of years later by the Romans. And so he pierced my hands and his feet, my feet. How accurate is that? And it also says, not a bone of mine is broken. Now that's very unusual information because the routine way of ending a crucifixion was by breaking the legs. And usually with Jesus they didn't do that. So that's very accurate information, a prophetic fulfillment in the life of Jesus. I have a few noted down here. He had a miraculous ministry, Isaiah 35 said. He was despised and rejected, Isaiah 53 said. A man of sorrows and suffering. The exact manner of his death I've mentioned. And also Isaiah 25 says, he will conquer death. You know, it's very interesting that you have all these disciples who claim that he's risen from the dead. They have nothing personally to gain from it. They have no wealth to gain from it. Some of them cut off from their Jewish heritage because of that. They threw everything on this. A man they walked with for 3 years, every day for 3 years. They would have known if that was really him after he rose from the dead. And they went around proclaiming it to the risk of their own lives and gave their lives for this because they certainly believed that Jesus rose from the dead. And so the Bible prophesies that he will rise from the dead. He will conquer death itself. The prophets, and there are about 300 of these prophecies that speak of Jesus, testifying and proving that he is who he says he is. The prophets bear witness of him. So that's number 6 of 7 things that everybody needs to know about Jesus. Thank you for listening. I've got one more coming up, the all-important one. Tune in tomorrow. I'm here, Steve Johnson from Mombasa, Kenya. Shalom. Bless you.